What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Today was December 11th, 2017, and day 44 of my paper trading account. Today was an okay day. I don't have my P&L up just because I'll go over it in detail here. Today was a very tricky day for me. Coming back from a weekend, I just didn't have I didn't take stupid trades, and I didn't accept the last one, which I'll go over in detail. But I didn't have it just I felt very weird today. I felt I was kind of panicky. I was kind of jittery, and I just wasn't in the right mindset. I felt like for trading. And one issue I noticed today, and this video is more of a recap of my mentality rather than my trade. Just because the trade, it was just I ended today. I closed green, so my account went up in value, my practice account, but it just wasn't what I was looking for. It wasn't something that I was happy about it, because, and we'll go over it. So the only name I traded today was YTEN. And let's just go over the trade first, actually, and then this way I can probably talk about my mentality a little cleaner. So the day started, and nothing's really moving, nothing's really happening. My watch list, whatever was on my watch list, is not really doing well. And then I saw on Twitter, people started posting about YTEN and DAVE, Dave, and YTEN. I pulled up both. Dave got halted and it just didn't open. I don't know if it ended up opening or what happened. I just stopped watching it, but it didn't open. This was halted for 5 minutes. Got open at 9:39, but Dave, I think, was going for a 10-minute or 15-minute circuit breaker halt or something. I don't know what happened with it, but I was watching YTEN just because it was a lower price stock. Dave was hanging around about $7-8, but this was lower price. So I was watching this, and I was like, it's the first stock that kind of started moving up, got halted. I would like to see what happens when it opens. Now, obviously, from the previous success that I've had, trading out of the halts were quick scalps. And with this one, I could have easily gone in it. And it would have been a right move to get in. It opened up basically at 410, went all the way up to 5. So almost a 90-cent move that I could have captured, or even if I captured 40 cents out of that, I would have been happy. But I was watching the time and sale to see when it was opening. But for some reason, I kept forgetting. So it was going to open at like 9:39 and 12 seconds or something. And I kept forgetting. So I would go back and I'll look at my time and sale, and I'll look at my Questrade platform because it has the market time. So I was watching it, and it opens, and I just panicked, and I just didn't press the key. And then I started to see it moving, and now I don't want to get in because it's already making a move and I don't want to chase it. Little did I know, it ended up going all the way up to 618 actually. Within after that halt, basically just kept grinding up. And then also with this stock, it was a little choppy. So the spread and the spread was a little large. The ask was at, like, let's say for example at 450, the bid was at like 432 or something like that, right? So as soon as it'll hit bid, it'll drop a bit, and then it'll hit the ask and it'll go back up. So it was very choppy in that term, but it was grinding up nonetheless. It started having this pullback, and I was waiting for a pullback. I'll stop there. One of my things that I've been struggling with, or I've had struggled with in the past, and something that I need to become conscious of, is when I miss an entry, or when I know that I should have gotten in and the stock does, or it does move up, and I missed it and I didn't jump in. What ends up happening is right away I'm looking for a pullback setup on it, which is fine in some cases, but what ends up happening is that in some cases I force it. So I forced it here, right over here. So what I was watching for is I wanted basically a pullback, down to the high of this 594 actually. So I'll move this down here. So 594. So I wanted to basically see a pullback down here, and another one, and then potentially get in around this 5 level, maybe a break of 550, and then look for a move back up to high of day. This candle just started moving up. I was waiting for this candle to kind of set up, as a pullback, and then the next candle to make a new high, I would jump in. This candle started running just before it was about to close. So just before the minute was up, this started moving up, and I panicked. I was like, oh, this is coming up. The buyers have strength. Let me just jump in. And I jumped in before this candle even made a new high. I jumped in at like 593 with 1,000 shares. And next thing you know, it doesn't really break, or it doesn't really move. And it starts pulling back. Now look at the pullback. Although these candles look small, it doesn't look like it moved a lot, but it went from 590 all the way down to 545. I'm down about 50, almost 50 cents on it, and I'm with 1,000 shares. So I didn't sell here. I held basically through this whole pullback, and then we got this move right back here. We get this move. And I was like, you know what? Okay, now it's coming back up. It didn't really break down. It kind of held its gains. Now there's a potential that it'll go and break this high of day and could keep running. So when it got up to the high of 605, I didn't sell. I didn't lock in my profit. I didn't cut my loss. I didn't break even. I just kind of held it. And then right away, it went to 605, 592 or 590 something, and then 570, 560. And I'm like, oh man, this is going down again. Next candle opens up, in the 560s, and then it starts breaking down. As soon as it was basically crashing down, I got out in the 540 something or 550 something. About almost $600 loss. So about 60 cents somewhere in there, or maybe even in the 530s actually, I think I got out. So, what was I thinking? This wasn't a clean 1 minute setup. This was a bit more cleaner 1 minute setup, but still, it wasn't, because this 1 minute setup didn't really pan out, and then this one gets failed. So overall, this just wasn't a good play to get in. Okay, now having to go through this and just being in that weird choppy stock, and just mentally being in a weird state of mind. I was definitely in a weird state of mind this morning. And you know what? Hindsight, looking back, I shouldn't have traded anything today. I should have just stayed on the sideline, kind of watched the markets, and call it a day. Now, obviously, I'm down 600, and I don't like it. I'm back in that revenge trading mode. I don't want to start my week on a red day, especially with a big red day. So what I'm doing, I'm watching for a 5 minute setup on this. The reason I'm watching for a 5 minute is because this is pretty strong. It's holding its gains. Potential is that it could run. Fair. I get in again at 5, just around here. Let me see the high of this, 570. So I got in at 571, I think it was, just basically right around here. I jump in here for the first 5 minutes to make a new high. Goes up to 580, 588, pulls back, goes back, kind of hangs around there. And then I'm kind of starting to think, I'm like, oh man, this is looking weak. This is not moving the way I thought it would. What's my move here? I'm still holding, because it's still kind of holding that 570, 565 area. It's kind of holding up against it. And then next thing you know, it drops. It drops to basically low of this. This candle went red at one point. It went to a low of 633 or 533, and that's when it went red, because it went from 542 down. So it opened up, moved up, and then it went down. And as soon as it went red, I cut my loss. I'm in with 1,000 shares again at 570. I'm cutting my loss in the 540s. Now, overall, I'm down about $995, almost $1,000 on this one name. And then as soon as I got out, guys, this is not a joke. This stock goes up to 550, 560, 580, 596. And then look at this candle. Goes all the way up from low of 599 or 596 to a high of 834. I missed this whole move because I got faked out right here. And, in the past videos, I've said I cannot take that personally. But on this name, for some reason, I took that personally. I was very, very upset. And I think it has a lot to do with your mental state, because I wasn't in the right mental state. I could feel it that I wasn't in the right mental state. I wasn't 100%. I wasn't as active, and I wasn't as up and ready as I am on some days. Today is Monday. I was probably just kind of tired, whatever it was. I wasn't 100%. And what ended up happening is I see this big move go up, and when I basically got faked out right here, and this move went up to the 6th, I just decided to play the downside. I was like, you know what? I'm done with this. In the past, if you look at the daily on this name, In the past, the stock has spiked a bunch of times, but it usually loses its gains. So my theory was I am going to go short on this. And again, I'm in a paper trading account, so I can basically short any name as long as I put my order and it just shorts it. Just because it's a simulator, so it's not really depending on the borrows or whatnot. It just does it because that's what you're doing, right? So I shorted the stock at 580 something with 3,000 shares. Again, I went from 1,000 shares, now I'm shorting 3,000 shares, and then I added another 2,000 at 610 something, 610 I think it was, which brought my average with 5,000 shares short at 596, I believe it was 596, and I'm short 5,000 shares, and this move hasn't even happened yet. And then next thing you know, this is just squeezing, and this is squeezing all the shorts. I'm still holding because I was not gonna get faked out this time. Very stupid trade, very, very stupid. I probably would never do this on a live account. I would never ever even think about doing it on a live account. In a practice account, I was just very upset at this name. I didn't want to close the day red, so I shorted it. I held it. I went to work. At work, I'm checking. I put up a buy order at 570. So if it basically gets down to 570, I would buy in my 5,000 shares and probably cover my loss for the day because I was down 995. So I put it, about where I would make, 20 cents. So about $1,000 or so on it. I get filled at that 568 when it ended up coming down here, and basically I closed my day green. Now, today, tomorrow I'm definitely looking to get a good night's sleep tonight and wake up tomorrow fresh and do it right. Because for past 3 days, except, Thursday was just a loss, but Friday, same thing happened. I did a stupid trade and I just kind of stuck with it, and then I shorted it and just managed to close the day green. And on Friday, I was down about $2,100. Today, at one point, unrealized, before I left for work, I was down about $11,000 or $10,000. Because of this move right here, the squeeze. And in a way, it's good for me to see that, because you realize how bad it is when you get caught in the short squeeze, especially if you have a bigger size. Like, when this stock is moving 10 cents, like 10, 20 cents because of the spread, your P&L gets dropped really fast. It goes into the negative really fast. And within 5 minutes, I was down 10 grand. And obviously, I wasn't gonna lock that in because I knew sooner or later the stock today is gonna come down to the to a certain level. So I just placed my order at 570 and left. Luckily, I got filled. It closed at 550. So it just today wasn't a great day, guys. I am not even, like, my P&L, I'm not even putting anything on my list. I'm just glad that I kind of didn't lose $1,000 today, or $10,000, but I'm not really counting today as a day. And I'm also kind of under the I'm kind of under the weather. I'm not feeling 100%, so that's why tonight I'm looking forward to getting a good night's sleep. And then coming back tomorrow and having a good day. So thanks for watching, guys. I know today's video is kind of dry and pretty boring, but if you guys do like my videos, if you guys do watch it, this is just how it is. That's why I say a lot of times I'm documenting my journey. I'm not creating content, so this is pure raw video of me, just how it is. And I'm sure one day when I make it, I'll look back at it and something to be proud of, right? Because I'm on a paper trading account, guys, and I get up every morning and I paper trade, and that takes determination, because whatever I make or whatever I lose, it's not real money. I'm not making real money, and I'm just doing it for education purposes. I'm just doing it to learn, just doing it to get better. And my goal is that one day things will just click and I will be able to go live and I'll be able to do this full time as a career. So and that's what it takes, guys. That's literally what it takes for you to do things that other people won't, because there's a lot of other people who want to become traders, who want to do this, who want to make money from home, but they won't spend 3 months waking up every morning and paper trading, because that doesn't in a way that doesn't benefit them. Because when they do make big money, or because people think of in short-term goals, so there are short-term monetary things, so they're thinking like, well, why would I do this here when I could do it on a live account and make $500? But then they're not thinking of the downside. I have lived through it. I did it. I did the same thing. I started a live trading account and it didn't work out for me, and I started another one, didn't work out, and now I'm paper trading. I'm learning these strategies. I'm getting better. I'm understanding what it means to what it means. On my paper trading account, I don't have all these EMAs and all that stuff. Just because the software itself it has it, but it doesn't really, it's not as compatible with it, so I just don't even put it on. But I'm still learning the strategies. I'm still trying to understand things, and I'm hoping that sooner or later I'll be able to do this full time and bring you guys more good videos, because right now obviously I'm don't have the funds, but I'm hoping one day I will have the funds and I'll be able to provide you guys with great value. And this itself is a lot of value, just because this is giving you the raw footage of behind the scene of someone who's starting their journey, or someone who's just kind of in middle or just in the beginning phases of their journey and still trying to figure out the route they want to take. So this is great. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll put the link in my bio there, in my description. And thanks for watching, guys. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram. Everything's in the description below. So click and feel free. Take care, guys, and leave a comment if you guys have any questions. Bye.